friends, I'm Shruti and today I'm going to be making a recipe that is really close to my heart. This recipe takes me back to my grandmother's house, my summer holidays and all the fun that we had there. I am making a cake that is made from cucumber and is totally healthy. This recipe also is meant for people who are working from home and are really busy and who can't go out to fetch anything exotic for a cake. So this can be made with really minimum ingredients and let's get baking. For this cake, you need 1 cup of grated cucumber of this variety preferably, or any other cucumber that is available in the market, 1 cup of powdered jaggery, 1 cup of freshly grated coconut, 1 cup of rava, a few cashew nuts for garnish and for the cake, a few spoons of ghee. You need a teaspoon of elaichi powder. You need half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So let's get cooking the cake first. So I'm going to be cooking part of it in my pan and I'm baking the finished part in the oven. So I'll explain you as I go. So let's start with adding some ghee to the pan, and again, ghee is absolutely your preference. I'm adding here about 2.5 tablespoons of ghee. I'm going to be allowing it to melt. So I'm adding a cup of rava. I'll be roasting the rava first, and once this is a little roasted and once you get the aroma of the rava, then I will start adding the other ingredients. So I think this should take about 4 to 5 minutes on medium flame. So I have been roasting this rava for about 2 to 3 minutes. If you get the roasted variety in the market, you're going to save this time as well. So now to this rava, I'm going to be adding my other ingredients. So I will be adding a cup of freshly grated coconut. I will be adding a cup of jaggery that has been powdered. You can even use a block of jaggery and grate it. And I'm going to be adding a cup of cucumber. So I have here a few pieces of cashew nuts that I'm going to add here as well. And I'm going to reserve a few for garnish. So let me just mix this whole mixture. To this, I'm adding a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and whole teaspoon of elaichi powder. I will use the baking powder towards the end. You mix this really well till it all comes together. The jaggery is going to melt and make this very liquidy, so the cucumber is going to leave a lot of its water. So you're going to cook this whole thing together in the pan, and then once the whole mixture is dried, I'm going to be putting this in a greased pan and baking it for about half an hour. So now the jaggery has melted and the water from the cucumber is also kind of drying up. I added half a cup of water to this because I think the cucumbers that I found here are not quite watery, so I'm just adding a half a cup of water to adjust. So once the mixture comes together, I think I should now switch off the flame because this looks to me quite done and it's sticking together like a dough, just like this. So this is the time when I need to put it in the oven, and from now I'm going to be just putting the baking powder. Again, the baking powder is completely optional. I'm just putting it to get a cake-like consistency. So mix it well. Make sure you're mixing this well. I have a cake pan here and I'm going to grease this with a little ghee, and I have cut a round baking paper and I'm going to stick this and just apply ghee a little bit on the sides as well so it doesn't stick. Now I'm going to pour this whole mixture into the cake pan and press it around. So it doesn't matter what size cake pan you use, as long as it fits into the pan. This cake is not going to rise, so do not worry of it spilling out or anything, because it doesn't have eggs or baking soda or anything. So just press it well. Now I have emptied the mixture into a cake pan. I'm just going to garnish or rather decorate this with cashews that I have split. You can use any nuts that you want, but my grandmother used to use cashew nuts, so cashew it is. I have preheated my oven on 180 degrees and I'm going to bake this for about 25 to 30 minutes depending on your oven heat and the proportions. So now I'm putting this in the oven and for 20 to 25 minutes till you see a brown crust on top, and you can just remove it till your toothpick comes out clean. So you can see the cake is brown on the edges, the cashews have turned light brown and the surface is crusty, and I have cooled it down for about 10 to 15 minutes. It's very important for the cake to cool down in the pan itself. What I'm going to do now is a reality test, whether it falls or not. And it's perfect. Now I'm going to turn the cake back to the prettier side. So let me put this back and put this back. Now let's just cut a neat slice. And that's how your cucumber cake looks like. I have cut a neat slice, and the fun part is you can serve this with ghee. You can totally skip the ghee if you want, but it's beautiful. Takes me back to my childhood, really. Please try this cake. This has taken me very few ingredients in my kitchen and it's turned out to be a very, very tasty and a healthy cake. Do try this at home and let me know. Thanks for watching.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.